At exactly noon, the sun goes out. No flicker, no warning. 1 second the world is bright and ordinary, the next it is swallowed by a darkness so complete it feels physical. Streetlights snap on across cities that were just glowing in daylight. Cars slow. People look up, confused, waiting for clouds to move. They don't. For 8 minutes, nothing else changes. The oceans still roll. The wind still moves. We don't realize that the last sunlight we saw was already 8 minutes old. The final gift from a star that is no longer there. Then the absence arrives. The Earth feels it first in silence. The gravitational pull that has curved our orbit for billions of years disappears. Our planet doesn't shatter. It doesn't spin wildly. It simply continues forward, no longer circling anything, drifting into black space at unimaginable speed. On the surface, panic spreads faster than the cold. Airports switch to night protocols. Solar farms drop to zero output. Satellites pivot to battery reserves. Phones flood with messages that no one can answer. Within the first hour, the temperature begins to fall. Not instantly catastrophic, but steady. Relentless. Without sunlight, Earth starts losing heat to space. Warm pavement cools beneath your feet. The air sharpens. 3 hours in, it feels like an unnatural winter. Shadows are gone because there is no light left to cast them. The sky is crowded with stars, painfully bright without the sun's glare. The Milky Way stretches across the darkness like a scar of light. Animals sense something wrong. Birds roost mid-afternoon. Insects vanish. The rhythm of life stumbles. By 6 hours, the drop in temperature becomes serious. In summer regions, frost forms on grass that was warm at breakfast. In deserts, the cold bites hard. Power grids strain as heaters roar to life everywhere at once. Rolling blackouts begin in cities least prepared. 12 hours. Half a day without a sun. Global temperatures plunge below freezing in many places. Water pipes burst. Roads glaze with ice. Crops that were green hours ago stiffen and die under sudden frost. The oceans, vast and slow to cool, release faint mist into the frigid air, their stored warmth bleeding away. Humanity retreats indoors. Subways, basements, concrete towers become shelters. Nuclear and hydro plants push at full capacity. Buying time. Every heated room becomes a lifeboat floating on a frozen sea of darkness. 18 hours. The cold deepens. Wildlife begins to fail. Smaller animals freeze where they hide. The sound of cities changes, engines idling, generators humming, a mechanical heartbeat against the quiet. Above us, the moon drifts away in a straight line, no longer held in orbit. The choreography of the solar system unravels without drama, just silent separation. 24 hours approaches like a deadline no one understands. The average surface temperature has fallen drastically. Not enough to freeze the ocean solid. Not yet, but enough to show us what longer absence would mean. The atmosphere grows still and heavy. The world feels abandoned. And then, without warning, light returns. 8 minutes before we see it, the sun has already snapped back into existence. When the first edge of gold cuts across the horizon, people scream, cry, collapse in relief. Ice flashes and begins to melt. Solar panels surge alive. Artificial lights flicker off under the overwhelming glare. Warmth follows fast. Frost cracks. Steam rises from streets. Power grids convulse as demand shifts instantly. Storm systems, destabilized by a full rotation of darkness, collide in violent bursts of wind and snow and rain. The Earth feels gravity again. After traveling freely for a full day, our orbit is no longer exactly what it was. The sun's pull bends our path into a slightly altered curve. Seasons will shift, subtly. The calendar will never be quite the same. But life endures. 24 hours was not long enough to end the oceans. Not long enough to strip away the air. Civilization stumbles, but it survives. Crops are lost. Wildlife thins. Infrastructure fractures. Yet the planet remains habitable. When the sun rises the next morning, it no longer feels ordinary. It feels fragile, precious, temporary, because we have seen the sky without it. We have felt the temperature of a world untethered, and now we know that everything we love, every forest, every ocean, every heartbeat, depends on a single star that can, in one silent moment, turn forever into ice.